Hey everybody, HMV here, playing more Kerbal Space Program, and we're launching a new ship. Pretty simple ship, and I always forget to set the roll on auto turn here to 270. I don't know why the default isn't, the default in the game, but I didn't write the mod. I don't get to pick. Anyway, we are launching some satellites that are destined for Duna. They're relays. There are 3 of them under this fairing here, and they are other than being the things they are, they're not that interesting. But I'm showing you this because it's the last thing I'm gonna do before I go to before I launch to Duna, which is a year from now. So I figured, hey, I'll tell you everything that's going on, and then do this. So we've basically got the money to unlock the tech tree node for drills and stuff, but I decided I'm gonna just wait and do the Duna stuff first because I've been itching to do this thing. I've got the satellite, the satellite to do the contracts in orbit of Moon, I think it is, and I've got the guys waiting to go. They're in orbit of Minmus. We're just waiting for the window, and as soon as the window comes, we're just going to launch all 3 of these ships to go. And this ship is launching terribly. And I think, yeah, you know what I did? I forgot to do something. So I'm going to abort this launch, and I'll come back when this guy's in a little bit better position. Okay, things are already looking better, if a little hypersonic. This is what you get when you load 4 backs on top of a ship that really doesn't need 4 backs. It was the easiest fuel solution to the whole thing. But here are the satellites. They're very simple. There's all 3 of them are the same. They've got a big relay, they've got a probe core, they've got solar panels and a battery. That's it, and fuel, obviously, and an engine. The idea is to put 2 in polar orbits around Duna, and 1 along with the survey satellite in polar orbit around Ike. And then the 3 of those, or the 4 of those together, should be enough to get a mostly continuous connection back to Kerbin. It doesn't have to be perfectly continuous. I'm not going to sweat the small stuff. And you may have noticed that there's no truss structure here. That's because I cheated. I could have had the truss structure. However, the truss structure ends about here, and I needed a truss section up here. So I actually mounted these 2 guys down here and then translated them up using, I think it's editor extensions allows you to do that. And then I did that, and then I was able to move them up. But then, of course, oh, there goes my fuel tanks. The drop tanks. That means we've got 500 meters per second left, and oh yeah, we'll be fine. We might actually have to use this engine a little bit to circularize, but that's fine. That means this will drop back into the ocean. But yeah, so I had to translate these guys up off the things, and then the truss structure looks stupid, all like clipped in and things like that. So I decided to creative license, I guess we'll call it. Just pretend there's a truss structure there. It actually looks like I'm going to run out of periapsis before I run out of fuel. So I think I'm going to hit the X key when we get up to about 65 here. Actually, I'm going to abort when we get to 60. I'll just burn this guy up to about 69. There we go. And we're just going to use up this fuel. We're not going to let this fuel we're going to let it go to waste. Because I want to not leave it in the orbiting Kerbin. We should also, before our batteries die, open all our solar panels. Rotate this guy sideways. These solar panels were broken on launch. I'm going to relaunch this thing, and I will be back. And we're back. About a year later, we're 3 days from the window, and I decided I wanted to send a new ship, so I built it. And we're going to deploy it using this new mod, Kerbal Space Transport System. We are going to send, as we scroll, it scrolls this. We're going to send the Ike Sciencer out there. It's only 5 tons, so we're going to send it up with the 5-ton lifter. It's going to cost us 31 grand total to launch this thing into space. I previously set up something that weighs 5 tons. It's some fuel up there that maybe I'll use someday, maybe I won't. And all we need to do here is pick who we want to send. We're going to send nobody, and then we're going to say 80 kilometers and no inclination, and start the mission. And now in 15 minutes, that thing's going to be done. And it's done! That was easy. I just time warped. Okay, let's go ahead and get up there and send him off to Ike. Okay, here we are. We should probably deploy this guy's solar panels before he runs out of gasoline or whatever you want to call it, electricity. I don't even remember if I told you this. It's been several days since I recorded last, and I don't remember exactly where I am or anything. But the whole point of this guy is Luna's going to take him around and get science everywhere around Ike and in orbit of Duna, and then HMV's going to hop in and come home with it. That's the plan, and then Luna and Nathan are going to stay where they want to be. Let's see, Duna relays. Let's go ahead and set them as a target and see their maneuver node. It's right there. So let's go ahead and add a maneuver of our own. This maneuver is 1070, so let's make this guy 1070. Should be about right. Perhaps a thing telling me, there we go. I just had to go forward a few orbits. That's got to be close enough. And I got a message on my thing, so hold on, please. But anyway, it is time to go, and actually this guy is the next one to go, so let's go ahead and not be focused on the game. There we go. Oh, I love time warp in low orbits. I don't like how little electric charge this guy has, but he's not going to be transmitting anything, so it shouldn't be a big deal. He doesn't have a connection. That's awesome. We can't turn him or anything. He does have electric charge, which is nice right now. But without a connection, we might not be able to do this burn. Okay, I'm going to hit F5. I'm going to hit the space bar. That's what I was afraid of. Did anything actually go? Okay, we're going to hit the space bar again. There we go. It's a 2-minute burn. We need to start basically now. Oh wait, we have connection now. There we go. Good enough for me. Should also probably extend his engine. Okay, burn is going. We're disturbingly low on fuel, but I think we'll have enough to get into orbit. Just gonna nail this. Oh, there we go. We have a connection with Duna, which is all I ask for right now. I'm gonna add a maneuver here. Focus view. I'm only going to show you this one, but I'm going to do this with all the ships. And then I'm probably going to come back at the end and announce that I won. So let's down here, we're going to go normal. Nice. And maybe a little retrograde, prograde, whatever. There we go. Bam. Done. And that is, that's all I could really want. Although, honestly, what I could really want is a connection with Ike. So let's go ahead and try for that here. There we go. When we're here, Ike is here. So if we, and that doesn't change it. Yeah, that'll get us an Ike encounter, but it's garbage. Yeah, see, going negative retrograde brings Ike closer, and then going prograde gets us closer to Ike. See, that's bringing us in behind Ike, which is what we want. So let's go ahead and do it a little bit more. Because ideally we want to come in right as Ike is like right here, so that we're getting the most benefit from his thing as we got here. We have negative retrograde and then positive prograde. There. That's the best we can expect for. So let's go ahead and focus view on Ike now. And tweak this. Perfect. And then we're going to here add a maneuver node and see if we've got the gas to do this. Getting into orbit around Ike is going to cost us 400 meters per second. We've got 554. We have enough. We can get in orbit around Ike with this guy. So that's exactly what I wanted. That is all I wanted. So we are good to go. The rest of this is going to be basically the same thing with all the other ships. So I will be back in just a moment. And I figured I'd bring you back for the start of each burn just for the fun of it. Here's the ship with the 3 actual Kerbals in it in orbit of Minmus, doing its burn. to leave Minimus and head off to Duna. And here's the cheaty satellites that I stretched out way well past what the fairing should have been able to hold. And finally, the Duna light ship, in orbit of Moon, between Moon and Kerbin, because it's rotating backwards. He's heading off to do all the actual satellite contracts around Ike and Duna, and end up in a polar orbit where he's going to be a relay satellite, or not really a relay, but he's going to be able to relay within the system to get something to an actual relay satellite if necessary. Actually, and I just realized he's not going to be able to do that. Is this a relay satellite? I never remember. I don't think it is. No. So actually, he's useless once we get to once we get him to Duna and stuff. He is going to be doing the ore scanning though around Ike. But I think I'm going to end it here. Sorry that these are so sparse, these episodes. I'm just still really busy. I still have so much to do. I basically squeezed this in. I really shouldn't be recording right now. I should be doing like 10 other things. But I hope you enjoyed watching this, though. I definitely enjoyed playing it. I'm HMV, and I will, as always, talk at you later.